Hey Canucks fans, let's get to some predictions for the qualifying round. I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Saturday, August the 1st. This is where you get Canucks insight that's positive and timely. A few quick programming notes. Tomorrow, Sunday, I will not be doing an Ask Me Anything though, because I think there's gonna be enough to talk about with the Canucks and Wild kicking off tomorrow, but I will be doing my live stream, of course. I usually do that on Sunday nights, and I've been wanting to do them for the post games after the Canucks game, so it's perfect. It's a Sunday night post game live stream, so make sure you join me on YouTube at the conclusion of the Canucks Wild game. Well, I want to say thank you to Chris Faber and David Quadrelli for featuring me in Canucks Army this morning. Talked about my fandom and our fan videos that we sent in, me, my son Sean, and my son Jacob. Also, Dean Bennett of Canadian Press, I had an interview with him, and that story went out across the Canadian press throughout the country about my excitement about the NHL and the Vancouver Canucks returning to play. And lastly, I did another musical collab, put it up on my YouTube channel. You might have seen it earlier today. It's not Canucks related, but it's the next best thing. I love musicals, and we did a song from Hamilton called Helpless. Okay, let's get to my predictions. We're gonna go series by series, Western Conference and Eastern Conference, only for the first round. There's a lot of caveats that I might say, or there's a lot of things I could say for every single series, so I'll say it right now. Teams are generally very healthy. They had 4.5 months off, and so everyone thinks that they have a chance to win, right? It's 24 teams. 8 of them don't have to worry about getting knocked out though, but it's 24 teams, so it's a unique experience this year, a unique setup, and that's why fans across the entire NHL are hopeful and are optimistic that their team will do something. Okay, let's start. Western Conference 5 versus 12, you have the Edmonton Oilers versus the Chicago Blackhawks. If Corey Crawford wasn't going to play, I would have said Edmonton or 3 or 4. I have a slight feeling, or there's a slight part of me that thinks Chicago can pull off the upset, but I think ultimately Edmonton's still too talented, and I think they're younger, they're faster, and yes, Chicago has a playoff experience, but I see the Oilers winning that series in 5. It'd be less if Crawford wasn't playing. Then you have the Predators versus Coyotes, 6 versus 11. I like Nashville a lot. I loaded up on some of their guys on one of my 2 hockey pool teams yesterday, and I think they have a lot to prove, and I don't think Arizona, there's much there. So let's take Nashville Predators in 4. Speaking of 4, you guys know that I've been taking the Canucks over the Wild in 4. That's the 7-10 matchup in the West. It's a fascinating matchup at the Canucks top 6 versus Minnesota's top 4D. I think the goaltending will be the big difference, and I fully expect Jacob Markstrom to be on top of his game, and Quinn Hughes and Pettersson and Besser and guys like that to shine. Not to mention JT Miller and the nice mix of veterans they have on the team as well. Toffoli, Pearson, Myers. Guys that have gone deep in playoff runs. So let's go Canucks in 4. Should be no surprise there because I've been saying that for a while. And then the 8-9 matchup, the Flames versus the Jets. You guys know that Winnipeg is my second favorite team in the entire league behind Vancouver, and you know how Calgary is my least favorite team in the entire league. 8 versus 9. It's supposed to sound close, but I really like Winnipeg a lot better than Calgary, and I think they're a better team. So I'm also going to take Winnipeg in 4. So basically I have one series going the distance. That's Edmonton beating Chicago, and then the other teams I have Nashville, Vancouver, and Winnipeg winning in 4. As for the round robin, the 4 teams playing just for seeding, I think it'll go Colorado, Vegas, St. Louis, and Dallas. Again, Colorado, Vegas, St. Louis, and then Dallas. Of course, we don't know who's going to play who because everyone gets reseeded. Those top 4 get seeded, and then the 4 qualifying winners in each conference get seeded. And then you have your 1-8, 2-7, 3-6, 4-5. So we don't know. We can't predict who's going to play who, because it obviously depends on who wins these games, these series. Okay, let's go to the Eastern Conference. Let's start with the 5-12 matchup, Pittsburgh versus Montreal. I don't think this is going to be close. Yes, Montreal's Carey Price, but not much else compared to Pittsburgh. And in fact, in my hockey pool last night, no one took a single Montreal Canadian player. So let's go with Pittsburgh in a sweep. It's the only sweep I'm predicting of the qualifying round. So Pittsburgh over Montreal in 3. Then you have the 6-11 matchup. They're playing right now, Carolina against the Rangers. They're in the 3rd period right now, and it's a very, very feisty game. I was very surprised and excited to see the playoff intensity right away. I think Carolina is too strong of a team. I don't know what's happening right now as they're finished off the 3rd period, but I'm saying Carolina Hurricanes in 4. I love the offensive. Actually, they got a really good team, offense and defense. Just whether or not Mrazek can do the job for them in goal, which I think he can. go by, it's interesting. It's the Rangers probably a strong point. They obviously have Panarin and stuff, but I think there's too much firepower on the Carolina Hurricanes. New York Islanders 7 versus Florida 10. This one I don't really care about. I'm not really invested in either team. I don't like the Islanders that much as a team, so I'm going to go with Florida in 5 here. Would you call it an upset? Only if you're going by the seedings of the actual team. Florida is a lower seeded team, so let's go Florida in 5. 2 teams that I don't really know a lot about, nor care to talk about too much. But I did take a couple of Panthers in one of my teams yesterday. So let's go with Florida. Lastly, Toronto versus Columbus, the 8-9 matchup. This one's going to be a lot of fun. You guys know I don't hate Toronto just because they're Toronto. Obviously, they have a lot of offensive firepower. Columbus, stingy Tortorella team. They're going to be feisty. They're going to be tough. I'm going to go Toronto in 5 for this one. So to recap, for the Eastern Conference, I had Pittsburgh in 3. I had Carolina in 4. I had Florida in 4, I think I said, and then the Toronto Maple Leafs in 5. For the round robin for the Eastern Conference, I'm going Tampa, Philly, Washington, and Boston. Even though I think that's the reverse. Boston was first overall in the regular season, but I don't know how much stock you can put into that from standpoint of everyone's coming back healthy, and I like Tampa and Philly. I like the way Philly's playing. So let's go Tampa, Philly, Washington, and Boston. So there we go. There are my predictions for the qualifying series. And we'll see how we do. I did 2 hockey pools. Thank you to those of you who entered my confidence pool. I'll be summarizing all those entries and getting them out to you by the end of tomorrow. And then for my own Church Guys hockey pool, there are 7 of us. I had 2 teams, and I picked first and fourth. So those of you that have done hockey pools with the snake, at the top end and the bottom end, you get a chance to really form your team by loading up on certain guys. So on one team, I have a lot of Tampa and Colorado, which I'm excited about. And then on another team, I have a lot of Washington, Vegas, and Nashville, just the way that shook out. So we'll see how that goes. So Canucks fans, hockey fans, I would love to know your predictions. Feel free to type them all out down below in the comment section. I will type out my predictions so you have them in my description as well, and then we can compare and contrast. Again, no Ask Me Anything, so you can submit questions, but I won't answer them on video, but I'll try and reply to all the comments. As the channel is growing, it's getting harder to reply to every comment, but I really want to try and commit to doing that because I do appreciate you taking the time to write out comments to me. So leave a comment below. I will do my best to read, react, and reply. Subscribe if you like to. Like this video if you like to. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the games. 5 of them today. Another 3 tomorrow, I think. I think that's the way it goes. But the big one tomorrow, actually it's more than 3 tomorrow, right? The big one tomorrow is obviously Vancouver versus the Minnesota Wild with my son Sean celebrating his 19th birthday tomorrow, which is pretty exciting. Hopefully it's a good celebration. Yes, there are 5 games today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there are, another 5 tomorrow. What am I talking about? And then another 6 on Monday. So 5, 5, and 6. 16 games over this BC Day long weekend for those of us in BC. Thanks for watching, you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless. And go Canucks go.